Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Morgan Options. Here I show you how to trade binary options. And today's strategies will be... No, stop! Before we get started, I just want to ask you one thing. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and put a like. Because I've never seen such a detailed guide like mine anywhere else. And of course, don't forget about my Telegram channel. Message me on Telegram and get even more useful information and start trading with me. So, let's proceed to our today's trade. All currency pairs with the most optional character of movement and interest on payments you can see in front of your eyes. I have already made a detailed analysis of the market at this point in time, and I have come to the conclusion that today I will use in my trading the following bunch of indicators. It includes the weighted moving average with a period of 15, fractal with a period of 5, and oscillator momentum with a period of 20. Today our main task will be to properly analyze the volumes, also to observe and analyze the trend, the behavior of the trend, and respectively local highs and lows, as well as global highs and lows. We will also be watching them closely today. And in general, the application of this strategy is not that complicated, and I think you will understand as you trade how to properly analyze the market and what signals you should look for in your trading. I will explain each trade in detail, and I hope you will have no question by the end of the trend. In fact, let's start trading and choose the first currency pair for the most optional trade entry. In fact, it didn't take long to enter the trade, and on the first selection pair, here I open a position on the downside. Let's highlight the working area. Here, in general, more dominate the downward trend dynamics, but our signal is also the following. There was a crossing of the weighted moving average from top to bottom, and there was also an early update of the local high. Accordingly, the local low should be updated, and here we had a change in color and direction volumes on the oscillator histogram. So in this case, we open a position on the downside. Let's see the result. And the position closed in plus. Great. In the next minute, we had a downward movement. The signal was absolutely correct, and I fixed it perfect in the first trade. So let's continue analyzing and pick up the next currency pair. And here I'm going to open a position on the upside in the direction of the trend dynamics. There is an option here that the further dynamics of the movement can go lower and show a small pullback in the form of one or two candles. But for this, I will open an additional trade. There is a chance to be wrong. So let's highlight the working area. The logic of entry is exactly the same. We had a pullback dynamics, the formation of a structural local minimum, then the dynamics goes up. After the update, we have a crossing of the weighted moving average from bottom to top. And we also see the behavior of volumes. They have already changed their direction. So far, the color has not changed, but I think it may happen soon. And the position closed in the negative. A little bit unlucky here. Let's open an additional trade. Here I'm sure that we have to go up. That's why I open a position for the full amount of my balance. The logic of entry remains exactly the same. I think this candle should close in green. Let's look for the end of this position. And there was a confident exit, as I said at the beginning of the position, also confidently closed in plus. Excellent. Next opening will be carried out also on the maximum amount of the balance without the right to make a mistake. I will choose the ideal one entry point. Let's continue and pick up the following currency pair. If you wanna get free real money to your trading account right now, in the description of this video I will leave a link to this trading platform, my friends. I trade here every day and I write a new promo that gives you real free money to the balance. You can use them for trading. It's best way for practice for beginners. Let's open a downside position here in a continuation of the actual dynamics. We have many structural levels and many touch points that are approximately in this range of motion. The histogram volumes have changed their direction and the color. Also here we have to update the structural high on the fractal. And then we have to update the structural low. There was a crossover of the weighted moving average from top to bottom. So here I come to the conclusion that I'm opening a position on the downside. So let's watch the result. Great, the position closed in plus. Let me open another trade also for the maximum balance. I think you have broadly understood the principle of this strategy. Just which one signals and such entry points you should be looking for. Let's continue and pick up the next currency pair. And let's open a position here in the continuation of the pullback dynamics. The opening will be against the trend, and I think this is the best way to open, given the fact that the opening will be against the trend dynamics. We have here on these currency pairs. Well, here it was possible to open, but nevertheless here I'm oriented only because we had a global structural update the fractal. We'll also show this further. The dynamics of the movement has gone into a pullback, and there was a crossing of the weighted moving average line from top to bottom. And in this case, I think we should wait for downward volumes. So here I think we can open a position on the downside. So let's see the result. Last second, guys. And the position at the last seconds closed in plus. Great, maybe a little bit lucky, yeah. But in general, you can see there is just a lot of volatility on this candle. Whew. Generally speaking, the pullback dynamics continues and the entry logic was absolutely correct on my part. Let me open another position for $66 as a consolidation. More profit for everyone. I won't take risks. So let's take another entry as a consolidation of the result. I think you have already understood the entry points and the principle to work. So let's continue and pick up the next currency pair. Let's try to open a trade on the upside here. Again, we'll open it against the trend in the pullback dynamics. Here is so strong. Let's try to open a trade on the upside here. Again, we will open it against the trend in the pullback dynamics. Here is some strong entry, not a strong entry point yet, because the pullback in the dynamics has already happened quite strongly. And here the further trend can still follow upwards. The entry point is exactly the same as the previous one deal, only this time we open on the upside. I think in general also everything is clear. That was a crossover the weighted moving average. Of course there could be a pullback here now, but I think it's unlikely. So let's see, guys. And also the position closed in plus. Great, that is. Let's take today's profit and move on to the conclusion. Today's profit is $376. Withdrew operation is successfully executed. This is how the trade for today turned out with the use of the bunch of indicators. As you can see, the strategy shows itself well and gives good enough signals with the correct analysis of the market. So please use it. If you have any question, in the description under the video you can always find a link to my Telegram and clarify any unclear for you by writing to me in private message. I will try to help everyone, as usual. And of course, have a good day and see you soon.